Ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Heapskeen 4x4. Today I've ripped out the front winch from the GQ and we're going to pull it apart, have a look and service it. Sweet. Over on the bench behind me, I've got the winch pulled down into place, so we're going to have a closer look on the inside. As it says right here, 9,500 pound winch, which is great for trying to pull that old girl out of place. Let's start here. The terminals. Got a bit of surface rust on there. Pretty much easy fix. I'll just give it a buff. Bit of grease when I put it all back together. Should be fine. The electric motor itself. Now I'm not actually going to pull this motor fully apart. I'm just going to leave it intact like this. But as you can see there, the seal's done a really good job. This big seal here. Not really any water's been in there. You can tell by the grease. It hasn't really been contaminated or anything. So, you know, A+. The feeder, or whatever you want to call it. You can tell inside here with the milky oil, she's had a bit of water in there. So that doesn't surprise me. This little piece here, not sure what you call it, but it's like a bearing thing. That sits in there, so it spins. Probably more like a locator or something. Anyway, you can see there, milky oil or milky grease crap. So definitely needs to be cleaned up. This is the outer case. So you can see in there, nice big cog. Well, sorry, teeth. This is actually in pretty good nick, actually. I do have some photos of when I pulled it apart because I have cleaned this part already. So I'll skip through and I'll show you that. We have a variety of gears here, which make it possible to pull such a heavy vehicle out. So that goes on there like that, that goes on there like that, which goes inside that, which goes inside that, to make it all happen. And that little piece there, that's more just for a locator for a pin that goes straight down inside there. So, yes, pull them off. As you can see here, the teeth on the cogs, there's a little bit of surface rust, but they're actually in pretty good nick. I actually expected a little bit worse from a cheap winch, but no, it actually did quite well. Side casing, so that's in pretty good nick really. Got some runners for the feeder. This here is the gear, the clutch engager. So as you can see there, it's a bit corroded. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this sort of stuff before on your winches. Little O-ring, another O-ring, or flat washer ring. We'll replace those before we put it back in. Big heavy duty O-ring. I'm not even going to replace that. I'm going to put it back in. It's actually in pretty good shape. This here is actually the clutch itself. Alright, so as you turn that goes like that. Alright, so it engages and disengages. As you can see here, there's actually a fair bit of decent sized chunks there of rust. So, good indication water has been in this spot. You can see here, a bit of surface rust on the actual teeth itself. Again, not too bad. A little bit of marking, but otherwise in really good condition. However, the next seal I'm about to show you is what goes on this part here, which connects to this part here, right? Now I wonder why water was in it. If you look right there, it doesn't really give you much to seal whatsoever. So I'll probably make a new one, or I don't know if I really want to spend the time to go out and buy one, so I'll probably just make one and make it work. So really, that's a breakdown of my winch. This winch is a cheap winch. It's a Ridge Rider from Super Cheap. Cost me $400 brand new. So it's been on my car for a few years and it's done a great job. I wouldn't bother myself putting anything different on there. If this one does stuff out, I'll just get the next cheap one and keep going. So as you can see there, it's definitely not waterproof, and don't quote me, I don't know if there are any waterproof ones. I'm not sure about the ARB ones. They could be, may not be. Honestly, they're more water resistant than anything, so water will get in. Now, if you've got a cheap winch on your four-wheel drive, when was the last time you serviced it? Probably never. So it could be worse than mine. So maybe pull it apart, have a look. It'll take a few hours, a good day if you spend a full day on it. So pull it apart, clean it up, whack some new grease in there. I, a while ago, serviced another winch, and it was full of mud, water. It was absolutely terrible. So I've cleaned it up, took a bit to clean, put it back together, and it's working on a mate's car right now, and it perfect. Works really well. One thing I did notice though, compared to winches, they're really loud when you get them, when you're using them. His one now is very quiet. It's not that loud, and I think that's just due to the amount of grease that I put in on the actual gears themselves. So good note right there. Put plenty of grease in there. Too much grease can be a bad thing, but I must have put the right amount in, which I don't know how I worked that out, but I did. So yeah, pull apart your winch, clean it. It'll last forever then. That's the main thing. You don't need to keep going out buying winches. Now with this one, I only pulled it apart really. One, because the clutch over here was not engaging properly. It was taking a while to engage. So I thought it was a good time. Plus, the amount of times I've actually drowned this underwater and held it underwater, I'm surprised that it didn't have more water in it. So it's lived a rough life, and it's about time it gets done. Also, the control unit on the front of the four-wheel drive is also a little dodgy, so I'll probably clean that up or replace it at the same time. So we'll see how we go there. All right, till next time. See you later.